Hey YouTube, this is Carl, and welcome to another episode of Statues I Wish I Can Afford, so stay tuned. In this monthly segment, I am going to start off with pieces that I am currently interested, followed by pieces that I passed on, and lastly, pieces that I actually did pre-order. So let's start. First is this Watcher from a custom studio. Reason I like this is that I found myself liking more cosmic heroes and villains, and owning a Watcher statue makes a lot of sense. And there's not a lot of Watcher statues going around. Plus, this Watcher comes in a very small base, and I only wish that the Galactus helm and the nullifier is removable. But, if the price is right, I am very interested. Next is this Galactus from the same studio. Who doesn't want a Galactus anyway? Since I missed my shot of buying a very cheap sideshow Galactus a few months back, I think the next best way for me to have a Galactus statue is through custom. Pre-order for this piece will probably be in November, so I'm keeping an eye on this and it's very promising. Next is this Samurai Dark Phoenix from MFA Collectibles. I said before that I will not be buying any other statues except for the Shogun Magneto, but I think it looks kinda cool to complete the line. I didn't pre-order Wolverine though because I kinda like the other custom one better. But this line will definitely be unique. Although this line does not exist in the comics, I just find it interesting to collect. Next is this Groot from Namesake. This is the only photo I have, but I am very interested in collecting their Guardians of the Galaxy line. I already have Rocket on pre-order too. Next is this Iron Spider-Man from a different studio. Since I already bought the Symbiote Spider-Man from Sideshow, I am thinking of collecting Spider-Mans with crouching poses, but still depends on price. If this is too expensive for me, then I'll just pair my Symbiote Spider-Man with a Venom. And lastly, from Scion Art, is this Ultimatum Magneto on Throne. I really hope the base is small on this piece, unlike the fail scale Doom on Throne that I bought from them last year. I think a different studio is also producing this piece in the future. If the commissioner do decide to make him, then I'll probably wait for it. Next is the pieces that I pass on. First is this Future Foundation Spider-Man from a custom studio. Only reason I pass on this is I don't have any budget anymore to get this piece. I used them already on other statues. If the pre-order opened on a different date, would have definitely pre-ordered this. Next is the Silver Surfer from Namesake Studio. Again, I pass on this because of no more budget for new pre-order, and I already have 2 Silver Surfers on pre-order, and currently eyeing on 1 Silver Surfer that will come soon. And next is this Wolverine from the same studio. I know I said I was gonna complete the line, but I might pass on this. Their first Wolverine was really good and has a very simple pose. This is more dynamic, and I feel like I have an issue with the anatomy. Could be just the angle, and could be just me. But if the prototype comes really good and still have slots left, we'll definitely reconsider. Next is the Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099 from a custom studio. Like I said on the pieces that I am interested, I wanted to collect Spider-Man on crouching poses. It's just that the timing wasn't good for me since I prioritized other pre-orders. So, I have to pass on this piece. And lastly is from Scion Art, and it's this Thanos vs Hulk piece. Originally, I really liked this. It was before I was making videos, but now I find it too big and might be too expensive, and I do try to avoid diorama pieces. And lastly, here are the pieces that I did pre-order. This is technically not a pre-order, but I paid for the final payment for this piece. So for the first piece, it is Red Hulk from NMK. I believe this is the better looking Hulk from the 3 variants, hence the reason I chose to pre-order this. and I thought it would look great next to my 36 Lab Hulk. But now, I'm thinking this Red Hulk might look small next to my Green Hulk, since that one has a scale of 1 and 3.5. Anyway, I'm pretty excited to receive my first NMK statue. Unboxing and review for this piece will follow. Next is this Magneto on throne, and yep, from NMK Studios. This was a very hype piece and has a waitlist of over 400 people, or maybe even more. Well, I got a slot and was customer number 59, so I caved and pre-ordered the piece. This piece is going to be massive. It has a height of 36 inches and a depth of almost 36 inches too. Kinda hoping this will be like the new Magneto throne rail. Fingers crossed! And lastly, I pre-ordered this winged Venom from my favorite studio. I was very interested in this piece since Steven Sanchez posted this last year. Well, it was heavily modified to the standards of the studio, and here it is now. Over-muscular Venom with a dead or unconscious Miles Morales Spider-Man at the base. What makes this piece the ultimate Venom statue is that it has this wing stand that looks like a statue on its own. Plus, it has a Spider-Man stand too if you don't want to display him together with Venom. Definitely the king of all Venoms. So that's it for this month's episode. Did we pre-order the same piece? Or did you pre-order other pieces that I mentioned in the video? Tell me about it in the comments below. Would love to hear your thoughts on your pre-order. Support the channel by subscribing. Thanks for watching and see you again next week. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this.